Ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be an interesting day. We are going to be reviewing and testing my prototype ultralight titanium hibachi. It is 12 inches long, 5 inches wide, and it weighs 5.5 ounces. The titanium hibachi in its unassembled form looks like this. It is a piece of titanium and 9 small grill pieces. Now, before I start assembling this, let me tell you how it works. You take this piece, you bend it 90 degrees, and then you insert these to hold it tight. And these 4 portions on the end up sticking down to create legs. Now, you gotta understand how a prototype works. I designed it in a CAD program. I cut on the water jet, I buff it, make it look all nice, and then I realized that this is probably a little bit too thick. It's too strong. So I already know that. So if you're watching it and it looks like it's hard to assemble, it's because it is. It's actually borderline dangerous. But on versions moving forward, obviously I'll make it out of a thinner piece. So let me show you how to do it. Phase 1, like so. And once you get one in, it's actually not that bad. We put a second one here, and then the rest pretty much just go in pretty easily. Well, okay, maybe not easily, but sort of easily. So while I'm assembling this, let me tell you the reason why I designed it. You guys are well aware of my company Sulik 46 and that I make a lot of titanium wood stoves. And you're also aware that I make a titanium grill. Now, putting those two products together to create kind of like an area where you could have a self-contained fire without a fire pit, as well as an integrated grill, I envision that you're either going to be able to use a couple of small pots on here, let's say 2 people are cooking, or potentially even, cook a steak on this thing. So that's why I kind of made something as simple as this. I have had some ideas where maybe I'm going to close off the ends, area to feed wood and sticks and whatnot, but I don't know yet because I've never tried it. So that's how you assemble it. Let's get started. It'd be great if I had like a little stool to sit on or something like that. Put me a little bit higher. Okay, so it's official. I have no stool in the vicinity. Okay, we've assembled the stove. We have 2 pots, the small 550 milliliter, which is my favorite for solo backpacking, and my 2-liter MSR Titan kettle, which is my favorite for multiple people or winter. Phase 1 is we have some tried and true water that I'm going to fill these in. I'm not doing any timed tests or anything like that, so it doesn't really matter. I more just want to see if we can boil some water. There's actually not too much. There's probably only about 1 liter left. Oh, maybe even a little bit more. Let me take this. We put it there because we don't need it anymore. Now we have our pots. The next thing we need to do is load the chamber. Now around me, I'm pretty lucky because there's a lot of dried pine needles, and these make fantastic fire starters. So I'm going to use a bunch of that. I've got some small twigs, which I'm going to break up to get it started. And then I've got some bigger sticks that are about, I don't know, 1 inch in diameter. I don't know if you'd want to go much bigger on something like this. I do have my saw up here, but I'm not going to bother. I'm going to see how it works with these ones. I can break these by hand. I really can. I just need to use my foot. Also have some dried leaves, which I'll place in here. Now, there is no science to this. Get slightly bigger pieces of wood, even bigger. And finally the big guys. Okay, now we also, you see this? It's a little bit awkward to show. So just got something in there to see how that goes. I'll break some more wood. And we're not actually going to do the burn on this wooden table because I'm afraid it's going to catch fire. We're going to do it on the sand over there, so I got to move you. Nice thing is that the wind blows right through it, so it's catching very well on one side. It's pretty smoky on the other side, but that'll ignite. That's got some good smoldering going on. And the wind is actually going to help us. It's traveling this direction. Oh, very nice. Woo! So we're just going to continue to feed it, see if we can't get some water to boil a little bit. Oh, we got some good coals in there. This is working almost better than I thought, guys. I'm putting some thicker pieces in now, so you can see. Basically just jamming it in there, hoping that there's enough airflow. It seems like it's liking it. Woo! Yeah, it's going now. It's nice that the air can travel right through, but then still block the wind on each side, and you can blow into it pretty nicely. Woo! That's how you get it started. So if it does start to fall out the end, you can just use a stick to put it back in. Obviously you're going to want to use this somewhere where scarring the earth would be okay, like an established fire pit, but always practice leave no trace principles. Oh. Well, we're getting close. Also, can you hear that crazy crow in the tree? It's been hanging out with me all day. We haven't used all the wood. We've got a little bit more left, but I suspect that we're very close to achieving a rolling boil. I should probably stop opening that. Woo! Not bad. That didn't take too long. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. Not bad. Very happy with that. Okay guys, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this burn out. I've achieved a boil. Honestly, it was probably like 5 or 6 minutes. I wasn't even timing it because I didn't expect it to be that fast. And the burn is very stable once you get the bigger pieces in there. I do realize some of you are going to say it's falling out the sides. Yeah, I got to work on something, maybe a couple covers or something. But, whoa. In general, I think this is pretty successful for a first attempt. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. It did well. It did very well. I've cooled it down with some water, put the fire out, disposed of the remains properly, and pretty much looks the way I thought it would. Some discoloring, so for those of you that are new to titanium, when you put heat on titanium, depending on the temperature, it will purple or yellow or red a little bit. So eventually this will be completely purple. There's some buildup in the bottom of the stove, which is to be expected on a wood fire stove. And now I'll just show you some disassembly to see if it retains its flat form. Oh, you know, actually one thing I wanted to tell you, you'll notice that I bent the legs a little bit. That was for some stability. So when I first made it, I was gonna have these straight, but they were a little bit flimsy, so I bent them, and that's why I'm thinking of putting something on each side, which will make it a little bit more rigid. So let's go ahead and disassemble. Remember that the body material is a little bit thick, so it's very springy. You have to be careful. So you can see it does warp a little bit, but the good thing about titanium is that the properties don't change, so you can always put it the other way when you use it next time. You're also probably going to want to put this in some kind of bag because it's pretty dirty, you can see, or give it a little wash at camp before you put it away to make sure all the soot is off. If you can do me a favor, let me know in the comments below what you think of this, because I'm really thinking about releasing this as a product once I get it a little bit fine-tuned. Also, don't forget there's a little like button. I need you to press that because it makes me feel good about myself. You should also consider subscribing because that makes me feel good as well. And for the 35 people that watch this video, thank you very much for spending some time with me. I'm Steve Evans, and I'll see you on the trail.